All right, good morning, everyone. We will go ahead and get started. It looks like we don't have any folks online, although we are ready to pull up presentations. So we'll go ahead and get started as soon as our public safety officers are done gossiping or talking about ways in which they're protecting the city of Boise and its environs, which is what they do so very, very well. All right, good morning, everyone. It is the April 9th session of the special events team meeting. Just a reminder, it's an administrative function pulled together by the city of Boise to bring event organizers and all of the organizations across the city who make sure that our special events are safe and fun for everyone who attends together to talk about how to make that happen. So we will start as usual with introductions around the table and then presentations and questions from our event organizers and others. So my name is Maria Wig. I'm with the Office of Community Engagement at the City of Boise, and we will start with ACHD to my right.
Ada County Highway District, Tanya Motisi.
Conrad McDaniel, Republic Services.
Abby Berg, Downtown Boise Association.
Joey Eccles, Boise Parks and Rec.
Heather Zeitlin, Community Accessibility Program.
Camille Rogers, Ada County Paramedics.
Jesse Tappert, Boise Fire Prevention. Joe Deathman, Boise Fire Operations.
Cameron Colas, Boise Police Department.
Matt Konvalinka, Boise Police.
Matt Sly, Boise Police.
Rachel Holford, City of Boise Emergency Preparedness.
Kelly Frank, Special Events Manager with Community Engagement.
All right, first event is the 2025 Soul Kids Boise River Marathon. Jonathan, Jamie, come on up. Good morning, and just a reminder to use your mics. It's the way the system picks up the audio.
Boom.
Awesome. Good morning. We are with Soul Kids, but we're running the Boise River Marathon here. We're running a marathon, a full marathon, a half marathon, 10K, and a 5K Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. What was that?
Is that the clicker?
For yours? Oh, perfect. All right. So just for this year, our race has grown. This Boise River Marathon has grown over the course of the past 4 years. I think this is year five. Just an anticipated runner count for each event. They are technically 4 separate events running under the Boise River Marathon. So we're looking at a total right now about 1,900 estimated runners. We do cover, I guess, just us by way of background. Soul Kids is the nonprofit entity that all of these races help support. Soul Kids was established in 2017 here in Boise. We've partnered across the Treasure Valley, and we've hosted these races. But Boise River Marathon, City of Trees, Boise Half, more of a recent addition there, and then the Boise Marathon we all run. This has grown outside of Boise. We are now in Washington, Burley, La Grande, Oregon. So this Soul Kids movement is growing, and these races help support that. What we're doing to kind of pre-op for this as we get these runners registered. Thursday, in years past, we've done more registration events. This year, we're doing them longer and larger, trying to have them in 2 separate locations so that runners have the choice. We'll be hosting Thursdays at Shoe, and then, Shoes Idaho Running Company, and then Friday we are doing it at our actual event end. We're going to be there all day on Friday, May 2nd, and that's out there in Eagle. That's good. Notification plans, those are in place. Notices on the green belts 2 weeks prior to the event. Special event sign going along both of these intersections here. The trash and recycle plan, we are using hired dumpsters plus boxes on site at both start and finish, and then use of recycling plus 10 boxes on site. So we'll be able to accommodate easily these 1,900 runners and their refuse. Course setup, we always try to do the preliminary marketing the day before and then the primary marketing the day of the event. This helps us just streamline set up and tear down and limit the amount of time we're actually spent on the greenbelt, leaving flags out, leaving signs out. We just want to minimize that footprint as much as possible. So Friday, we'll mark the course with just these red course flags. And then Saturday morning, we'll come through at 4 a.m., set up the actual mile marker signs. And then as the event finishes, we'll come back and finish those signs up. So just kind of give you a picture of what that operation looks like there. Day of the event, the full marathon, starting at 6:30 a.m. at Lucky Peak. They're going to be running from Lucky Peak all the way out to Eagle. The half marathon starts at 7:30, and then the 5K and 10K start at 8 a.m. We stagger these so that we can get the bubble, kind of this bubble of runners as they run, kind of coming in at the same time. It makes the ending a little bit more exciting. It also helps with course congestion. That's the word. Like we said before, the marathon, 250 participants, half marathon, 900 participants. We track by way of previous events tracking here when we're anticipating those midpoints to be and when those bubbles will happen at each spot along the course. So you'll also see here on the 10K and 5K, we've done the same thing with these participant breakdowns, just making sure again that the course, the runners have that, and then we're clearing down the course at an appropriate time. For the bus route up at Lucky Peak, the full is going to be transported. The runners have the option. They do not have to use the bus, but the runners will be transported from the finish line up to Lucky Peak. This is kind of what that bus route looks like. We don't want the buses standing up there. We just want them up in, drop off runners, and then back out. So that way we're not causing congestion up there. We know that the space there is limited, but we're going to drop off by 6 a.m. Again, there's the start for the full marathon up there at Lucky Peak. The half marathon bus drop-offs, half marathon runners will be transported to the Durham bus services or via Durham bus services by 6:30 a.m. and the drop-off is at 7. Security plan and traffic control. We love this one. The course, we are utilizing the green belt with attention to avoid some of the prone flooding areas. We've already been on the course, keeping an eye on which areas have experienced flooding and which ones we might need to keep an eye on depending on if the river continues to rise. We do have volunteers and staff helping monitor these safety concerns. Each aid station has volunteers. We're all connected via several different apps along with phone numbers so that we can kind of keep that group text thread going. We have real-time feedback from our aid stations up to the start and finish lines. And then those, as we're clearing the course, those individuals also have golf carts so that we have those touch points, various points throughout the race. We do have our special events markings. Boise Police Department, we will have one intersection there at Eckert and Warm Springs, and then Ada County, we've got 4 at the Colchester Road. Like we mentioned, day of race, we've got race directors utilizing our cell phones. The Durham school buses will be on site until the race directors have opened the course and provided emergency shelters. Our slides are differing, but one thing that we do want to point out is that at Lucky Peak, we know that service up there tends to be sketchy, so we are utilizing Starlink to provide access to make sure that we have cell services up there. The Durham school buses will have the radio communication, and then the race directors will also be utilizing handheld radios throughout the course start and finish throughout the day. These are our aid station locations. Each aid station has the exact mile marking beside it where the aid station is going to be located. All the aid stations contain water, Gatorade, we say fuel, food, first aid, communications, shelter and transportation,
And restrooms.
and
And we've also included along the course, 4 more ADA porta potties.
This is what the start finish map is going to look like for day of. I would point, but that's a little bit far away. So we've got various zones here. Our vendor village is kind of that turquoise blue. That's also going to be where the registration table is, the awards table, merch table, all of that there. With our community partners
Lost and found.
plus our lost and found. Yeah, that's a good one. Finish is the timing system there is that purple, and then the finish line is the red that protrudes from that. As you can see, we also have a whole separate area for the porta potties and for the buses. So we're asking the runners actually park, if they're utilizing the bus services, to park south of that green line, which I guess directionally would also be south. But then the porta potties, we're also providing offshoot so that they're not near the vendors, they're not near the start and finish line. A little bit more privacy over there for people to go. Food vendors on hand this year: Malio's, Somiakai, Forget Me Not Coffee, American Ostrich Farms. That'll be a fun one. The other vendor booths that we have, again, are the Lost and Found, the registration table that we already pointed out. Ascend Physical Therapy will be on site, Renewal by Anderson, Hybrid Health, Tune Chiropractic Health and Healing, our friends over at F3 Boise, Perspire Sauna Studio, and then we still have 2 available spots if anybody's watching online and wants to jump in on that. Those are available. Again, participation parking for day of event. It will be free, and all parking is off city parking. This is a private parking lot. That's us. Any questions?
Thank you so much. Great presentation. We'll start with Tanya.
Hi, guys. Great presentation.
Thank you.
We've talked and chatted a lot coming up to this. So I think I have everything I need. I will reach out if I don't. Just to clarify, it's law enforcement escort, BPD at Eckert and Warm Springs, and then Ada County Sheriff at Colchester.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Cool. We're good.
Thank you.
And no Ed Graves online. Okay. Well,
You can sub in for him.
I'll try. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I know we have everything figured out, the beginning and end. I just want to dive a little deeper into the half marathon location. It looks like it's pretty early, 6:30, 7 o'clock. Anything special going on, or the buses just drop people off and they're on the Greenbelt off and going? Like, is there any
The buses
expected
will drop
waste?
them off. They have about 30 minutes between when the buses get there and when they leave, so they have time to use the porta potties. We will have the garbage and recycling boxes out there as well, near the start finish line. And then we have, as the crew sweeps the course, they sweep that parking lot and take all of that back up to Eagle where we have the dumpsters.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. The boxes, you have those in your possession, or are you working with Ed?
Yep, we have lots of them.
Okay, great.
Cardboard.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Love the neighborhood notification plan. That looks great. Thanks for putting that together, and you're all set with DBA.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Morning. Thanks for the presentation. It's always good to have you all back. So as far as we're concerned for parks, we have, your reservation on the Greenbelt, and we'll continue to kind of monitor those Greenbelt conditions along the route. And we'll touch base on any little items, but everything looks good to go. Thank
Cool,
you.
Thank you.
There we go. Good morning, Heather Zeitlin with the accessibility program. I was looking at that map right there, your start and finish location, and you're putting something in all those accessible spots. So are there others in
Yes,
that
if
area?
just to the left of where the food truck, where the pink signs are, is a whole nother parking lot, and there's ADA parking along that front
Okay.
side.
Okay, great. Looks good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your medical plan?
We're working with Victory again.
Okay. And planning on having a roaming team?
The same as last. They have the paramedic, EMT, and ambulance at the start and finish.
Okay.
And then they
will
have the
also
golf
have
carts.
access to golf carts.
Accessible.
Okay,
as
perfect.
Well, and then there'll be golf carts along the route, so
All
we'll
right,
be able to.
perfect. So we'll just need to see that contract when you guys get that done. And then if we can have on there, their start and finish times, what level, so it just say ALS, BLS, they'll know what that means. And then also a good contact person for day of.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't really have any concerns. Just make sure you apply for your separate Boise Fire special events permit like you did last year. And then your food trucks, of course, I think you guys already know this, but they have to have their fire department
Mhm.
inspection. The sticker's yellow this year.
Okay.
Just make sure they have that. And that's only for the trucks that cook with grease and oil. So, but yeah, it looks great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a marathon. No one's going to be eating grease and oil. Hey, let's talk about your medical plan again real quick. Have you guys taken a look at the matrix that we have listed online?
Mhm.
Okay. So for that, and you guys have, congratulations, sounds like you got a big turnout. What I would like to see is at least BLS component, ALS component at your finish line, and then at least one mobile team that kind of follow the race. And then your aid stations set up throughout, if you would, for us. Signage there is always key because when somebody has an emergency, sometimes they forget where they are. And if you could post it, whether it's the actual address or there's an app called What Three Words, which is really handy. If you can post that there, then it kind of takes the link out and people look at the sign and we get people going to where they need
We
to be.
do add all that information
Perfect.
to the aid station buckets. They have access.
I thought we did this last year. I just want to
Yeah.
revisit it real quick.
No, yep,
The other
absolutely.
one would be Pulse Point if you guys don't have that. Pulse Point's a great app to have. It gives you kind of some information on what's going on around your footprint, and then you can kind of react to that.
Okay.
Another thing, when you get the contract signed and me and Cameo can look at it, that would be great. Include those things, as well as if you can provide a radio to either your mobile unit would probably be the most appropriate that you guys are talking on, so you can reach them directly, along with dispatch, because that could kind of take out some of the confusion along the way. Look forward to seeing it. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.
Good morning. Just on the application, there's alcohol services effectively. Yes. Is there any alcohol service taking place anywhere?
I think right now we have a mobile bar that is working on getting their permit for the parking lot in Eagle.
Okay, so that's with Eagle then.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. No other locations?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You should have the corrected labor agreement. We
Mhm.
sent the first one with 3 instead of 1. So you should have the correct one for 1. And just confirming, you did have at the start finish, you had 1 BPD motor there, but I'm assuming that's the county, seeing how it's an Eagle,
Yes.
because you had that on your
Yes, I have
structure.
it wrong on the thing.
Okay, just confirming, because I
Yeah.
just want to make sure you're only getting 1 BPD officer, but
Correct.
no, sounds good, and we'll be there. Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Great presentation. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Always wonderful to see you all. Wonderful presentation. Really appreciate it. I know that you guys take our feedback and it is showing in everything you guys put together today. So thank you. And I do have some of the information. I'll share the medical contract. I know you guys did send it over. We have it. However, as I said, we will need the dates and times that they're going to be on site, what the actual equipment is going to be, and then a point of contact. So thanks for getting us the signed contract. We just need those details to ensure that they're going to be there when they say they're going to be there. Outside of that, I have the information I need. And if there's anything else, I'll just reach out directly. But thanks for everything. Nice job.
Thank you.
I apologize. I recognize you, but I don't remember your name.
Ian.
Ian? Okay.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. I know you came to, well, I know I've seen you a couple times, but you came to our meeting last year when we were kind of brainstorming about the improvements, which the application was one of them, and hopefully you guys felt that it was too. Yeah. I don't need anything from you, but obviously you guys know where to find me. Look forward to getting this race set and going and completed, and we'll be on to the next one in June.
That's right.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Up next, Boise Hemp Fest. Welcome back.
All right. Well, thank you very much for hosting this meeting. It's been a couple of years, and I think all of you do a great job, especially with helping us improve our event. So, first and foremost, just want to say that this presentation for Boise HempFest 2025 is set to take place on May 10th at Julia Davis Park from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We will be setting up in the park the day before on Friday, starting at 3 p.m. We will have a full lineup of entertainment and guest speakers through the entire day, with a couple different areas through the footprint of Julia Davis Park. Those are going to be the vendor village, which will have commercial, informational craft vendors. Then you have the Munchies Market, which is the food truck area. It's a little bit different this year on the footprint. You'll see in the map. And then on top of that, you have a Hemposium, which is going to be an educational location that just displays different topics on hemp and the industry. And our goal is to provide a safe and peaceful event that just gives people education and a fun day of entertainment with music. Let's see here. So this year we will be including a beer garden. This is going to be, I believe, our 5th year with the beer garden. Our beer garden sponsor is 10 Barrel Brewing, which they currently have the process set up for getting their permit. And with that beer garden, we're going to have that enclosed with barricade fencing, which is like the bike rack fencing. And that's going to be 330 feet of fencing, which is going to be pied off in the horseshoe shape in front of the Julia Davis band shell. So with that beer garden, we're going to have 2 entries. One's going to be mainly used for 10 Barrel personnel, just bringing in, more product. The other entry will be a entry and exit where we're going to be carding IDs all day long. 10 Barrel Brewing will be using their employees to pour the alcohol, and they will also be checking the IDs throughout the entire day. In that beer garden, we will have one of our hired security personnel through security services that's going to be circumferencing that beer garden the entire day, to make sure that we have a good control on that. Does this work on? Perfect. All right. So timeline's pretty simple. Event setup is the day before May 9th at 3 p.m. May 10th this year, since we don't have as many vendors as last year, we're just going to have them load in on Saturday morning. So it should only be about an hour and a half load in with the amount of vendors that we have. Some of the food trucks will be there the night before just to make it a little bit easier for load in. And really, depending on the construction situation around Julia Davis Park, that might matter on when I bring in those food trucks. So bands and entertainment, that starts at 10 a.m. The first set goes on at 10:30. We will have a DJ, so we will have amplified sound. We'll have 11 bands throughout the day. We'll have prizes at 4:20 and 7:10 p.m. from the main stage, giving out posters, stickers, stuff like that. The event ends at 10 p.m. And then we will start cleaning up for the next 2 hours until 12 a.m. I have set up an after party at 10 Barrel Brewing that starts at 9:15 to try to get people to leave the park a little bit earlier, so that way we can have a quicker cleanup. Entertainment lineup, you can see there. First lineup is 10:30, all the way to the last entertainers being at 9:20. Super big thing that we always emphasize is that this is a family-friendly event, and so we know that there's going to be kids around. It's a free event in a public park. So we emphasize that we don't want any cuss words or swearing or anything that might be, more than PG-13 on that main stage all day. At the after party, they can do whatever they want. So, all right. And for our security plan, we do work with security services, which we have worked with ever since I took over back in 2022. Great company. Every year, what we do is we leave one of our handheld radios at our first responder tent, where BPD and Victory EMS will be. And so that way our first responders will have, a word in on what's going on throughout the park with my security team at all times. That security schedule is progressive. So as the day goes on, we'll bring in more and more security personnel, and really with a huge emphasis on making sure that our kid area Again, because it is a free public park, there is going to be kids. So we have a huge emphasis on the kid area being controlled with security. We will have a golf cart security manager patrolling the entire perimeter of the footprint with other security personnel in those different vendor areas and entertainment areas. Let's see here. So trash, recycling, accessibility, restrooms, parking lots, layout, vendor count. We're working with the city, you know, to do our trash and with Republic Services. So we've already gotten our dumpster rentals for that taken care of. For our recycling, we will work with Ed to get the boxes and the yellow cans. We're gonna try our best to try to do, you know, reusable, recycled cups in the beer garden and stuff like that to try to consume less trash, and then also advise all of our vendors to pack out their trash. Again, keeping the park clean is one of our biggest you know, claims to fame with this event, because we come in and then we try to keep it like it was like we were never there. So with accessibility, we do have 2 ADA compatible bathrooms for both genders in the park already. And then I've also acquired 5 more porta potties with a hand washing station. So we should have plenty of restrooms and with that ADA accessibility. And then I've also moved our first aid tent and our information tent all the way to the trail that separates the Rose Garden from Julia Davis Park itself. So there is a paved pathway there that is accessible for any handicap. So our first aid and information tent will be directly connected on that path. So that way, if anybody needs to get there and they're handicapped, they can. So currently, right now, we have like a roller coaster of vendors coming in and out. And so right now I don't have an exact final count on my vendors, but I'm working with Joey and Parks and Rec to make sure that all of our, you know, stuff that we know is going to go in is going to get paid for. And then up until right before we'll do the vendor count and take care of that. Other than that, these are my food vendors. So I have 17 food vendors this year. It's possible that I might bring in 2 more food vendors, but I would cut it off if I did have those 2 more food vendors. Here's all of their information. When we accept all of our vendors, we let them know that, you know, Boise City and Fire requires them to have an inspection sticker and that it is yellow this year. All right, so this year's footprint, it's going to have signage just like last year from the advice that Rachel gave us. It's going to have signage indicating where bike racks will be available. Also how to get to our first aid tent and where that information tent is at, same location. We definitely want to make the footprint accessible for handicap. I know the grass is a little bit hard for them, so, you know, trying to work around all of those paved areas. We're also going to have breaks between our vendors. So for safety and better flow for attendance, we're going to have pods of 4 vendors, and then there will be a break in the row and then a pod of another 4 vendors. So that way it doesn't get too crowded. And again, when you see this map right here, compared to last year, we've definitely had significantly less vendors this year. So just a 2D map, keep it simple for you. You know, if you need, I can get you the 3D version, the satellite version, but the dots are going to be our vendors. And this is basically our footprint layout, where the red dots are going to be the food trucks. The blue dots are going to be the commercial, craft, info vendors, nonprofit vendors. And then the green dots are usually the sponsors, and the vendors that maybe want to have a prime location right in front of the stage, get better traffic. So all those dots will be vendors. You can see over to the left, top left, I have the Mechanical Bull, which, you know, is like it's an 80% chance right now. Okay. So I see you rooting over there, but I'm working really hard on getting that there. I would have loved to have brought the rock climbing wall in this year, but I just don't think it's feasible this year. And then we're going to have like a DJ radio truck that's going to provide music and sound in that corner. So it may be some not as amplified as like a PA system, but basically like a radio truck over there in that area where the sound kind of dies out. And then you can see where the first aid lost and found information tent was located, top of the map right there. And then right below that is the Hymposium. And so really this is kind of a huge part of the festival, and you know, basically what the foundation of it is, it's education, you know. So we just want to, you know, give people the education that science has already found, and allow speakers that have experience in the industry to be able to come out and share their knowledge. And so at the Hymposium, there will be information, almost like a museum, but there will not be any artifacts. It's just basically banners that give you information. But we will also have speaker panels there this year, which is going to be pretty cool. So basically those guest speakers that are on the main stage will also be speaking at the Hymposium, which gives you more of an intimate setting to ask them questions or to hear them speak in a smaller stage. To the right of that, again, Kidland, you know, we just want to make sure that those kids are safe and protected. So if you were to scroll down a little bit, you can see the first responder tent is directly inside of that. Just in case, you know, we need anything, they're right there. This year we'll have a jump house and probably an obstacle course with a few craft activities over in that area. The change I made in this footprint is the Munchies Market East, where I took out the East Vendor Village. So those are just food tents, the small red dots, and the big red dots are food trucks. And then you can see by the stage, I have the beer garden right to the left. Yep. And that's it.
That's great. Thanks so much, Chris, and thanks for being so thoughtful in your presentation and pre-addressing several things that I know our folks will care about. Tanya?
Since this is outside of the public right of way, I've already got your application for information only. Just be advised, there is construction on Capitol. I can give you as much information that I have before the event in regards to where they're going to be.
Okay.
So just
Perfect.
Yeah, let
Thank
your
you.
attendants know that, you know, they may
Not
have-
to use Capitol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to, you know, use the appropriate pedestrian detour if they're walking in.
Yeah, and we will advise people to use Ann Morrison Park as an overflow parking lot, if that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Hey, first I'm gonna do Ed Graves' part. Have you had a chance to download and print off low waste vendor guides or share them with the vendors?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Great. Hey, feel free to ask us questions if anybody, you or the vendors have questions about those. An update on the cardboard boxes and yellow cans. I think it happened probably in June last year, so just missed your event. But those now are stored at my office, just west of 5 Mile.
All right.
So yeah, you'll want to plan to send someone out to get those.
All right. Is that off of Emerald?
It is, yeah. Emerald turns into Executive. And we're right off Executive Drive. You just give me a heads up when someone's coming out. We'll have those ready for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now Republic Services time. Last year you upgrade to the bigger dumpster, and I know you already have your order for this year, so thank you. How did that all go last year? Did you need to make any adjustments?
I think it was great. It worked perfect for the dumpster, the recycling bin, the 3-yard, which the year before we needed that 3-yard, and this year or last year, we didn't even need that 3-yard. So I think it was a good turnout, but this year we did go 3-yard.
Okay, great. Thank you. And final question is for Parks and Rec. Actually, I don't know, Joey, if you have seen where they want to put the dumpsters. If I can share that with you later.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Is it in the area that we were already discussing? That's more.
It's so behind the band shell, but the west side of the permanent dumpster there.
Okay, perfect.
So
Yeah,
I
we
can
can
share
connect with that. Perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, always a great job. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Morning, Chris. Thank you for the presentation. DBA doesn't need anything from you, so you're all set.
Morning, Chris. Thanks for the presentation and the communication along the way with the changes and everything. Like I said, we'll continue to kind of sort through the final little details as we get a little closer, but it's always good to have y'all back.
Sounds good.
Thank you for giving me that update on the first aid station and making sure it's accessible for everyone. I think that's a great improvement. And then for those food trucks, are they on the actual street that's down
Yeah.
there that's running there?
Yes, so the food trucks are parked on that street, Julia Davis Drive.
Okay, I would just note to make sure you're not like, you're giving
10
access,
feet.
access to that street so people can get to order.
Oh, yeah.
And also when you're putting up that fencing around the
beer
beer
garden.
garden, to make sure you're not blocking off any access points as well.
Okay.
Okay, but looks great. Thank you.
So I heard you say Victory EMS is doing your medical. Do you know what service? Advanced life support, basic life support?
So I have the ALS with a paramedic and an EMT. And then I did update the event summary from Victory to the application.
Okay, perfect. And then will they be able to get around your footprint on that golf cart with security if needed?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. I already addressed all my concerns in the safety and security meeting we had, so I think it's good to go. I do see that you have your permit in, so thank you for that. But just checking one last time, no fire dancers, right?
Correct.
Sweet.
Not this year.
No, Chris, thank you. We addressed all in safety security. Appreciate it. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job as always. We addressed everything. We worked through it. I've been in contact with Keith at 10 Barrel. I have his permit application, so we're good to go. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the signed agreement, so we're all good to go as well.
Awesome.
Hi, Chris. Great presentation as always. I have nothing further either.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Awesome. I'll echo what everybody else has said. Thanks for meeting with us at the safety security side of things. And yeah, have everything we need. So have a wonderful event.
Awesome.
I don't have anything business wise, but I did see on Facebook Marketplace, there was a mechanical bull. So if you can't get a rental,
Yeah,
you could purchase one
I
of
think
your
the
own.
city can sponsor us. Or...
Well,
All right. Thank you all. Have a great year.
thank you.
Thanks, Chris. And our final presenter is the Maple Market Block Party. Welcome, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Helena Peterson, and I am the Community Engagement Director for TRICA.
Yep. And I'm Ashley Doden. I'm with Children's Entrepreneur Market.
I'm Lisa Hunter with TRICA. I am is it not working?
Yeah, you just need to push that.
Push it. I'm nervous in front of people. I'm very sorry. I'm Lisa Hunter with TRICA. I am the Director of Finance and Administration. And Lisa Arnold was unable to make it today, and she's our Creative Programming Director.
So yeah, we plan on having our Maple Market on May 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are located just a block off Boise Hyde Park, and we have a space that is a renovated 1906 church. So that is the hub for all of our programming and is the location for the Maple Market. So yeah, it started last year. This is our second annual market. It is, we see it as a community event. We see it as it is a free event. It is a block party to celebrate nature and art. And we partner with the Children's Entrepreneur Market. And it was a fantastic success last year, so we are excited to do it this year. It's hosted by TRICA, of course. We are a nonprofit. We've been around for 28 years doing arts programming for kids in the Treasure Valley. And we expect we had just about 1,000 people that came out last year. And so we're expecting to grow it a little bit this year. We had about 40 booths, children's booths last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under about 42.
42, and we expect to increase that for this year. So that hence the expected increase in attendance. And it is really for families. We have arts projects inside the Trinca building with the Children's Entrepreneur Market outside. And that also includes things like face painting and a plant sale that our preschool students are working on right now, growing our plants. So it's really just a good time for our community. So yeah, these are our goals, to celebrate nature, to be inclusive, to encourage family and youth engagement, and to support youth entrepreneurship. That has been outlined. So the event footprint is, we are located on the corner of Eastman and 14th. And so we are looking to have road closures between on Eastman between the 14th Alley and 15th Alley, and then 14th Street from Eastman to Alturas. We will have traffic control from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we will have volunteers placed at all barricades to monitor access. There is no sidewalk, alley, or bus, reroutes required. And then we do have ADA accessible parking behind our building. And parking is street parking for all of our attendees. So here's the proposed layout for our event. With the traffic plan. Do you want to review the security plan?
Thank you. Not including a security plan or medical plan with our application. It's very helpful. Everyone's been very helpful when doing these. So we are going to have, I did talk to Boise PD. Matt, thank you for your call. We discussed that we're going to have a lot of volunteers. We're hoping to have about 20 throughout the entire event. But for security purposes, probably 4 to 6 will be walking the event footprint, keeping an eye on things, making sure there's no disruptive people. This is a family event, and we don't anticipate any issues. I don't know if we do have a clearly marked first aid station and lost child area. Our volunteers will be all wearing bright colored vests or t-shirts. I don't know if we've decided that entirely. What else? Everyone will have, so we will have a volunteer meeting prior to 10 o'clock on May 10th, just to go over what we want the volunteers to do as far as walking the footprint, what to look for, who to contact. We will have walkie-talkies also throughout. We do have traffic management. We're going to try and have 2 volunteers at each barricade if needed. And then we do have an emergency response plan that we've created. We just want to make sure that all our volunteers are very visible for everyone that attends. What else?
Yeah. So all of Trinca staff, except for me, actually.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Are certified in CPR and first aid. So we'll have a first aid station inside Trinca, which will be staffed from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have AED and emergency supplies on site. EMS has been notified. St. Luke's Boise Medical Center is about 1.25 miles away. We do have protocols for lost children, weather, and hazards in place. We've got our insurance all taken care of. We've got your liability insurance. It's been a great partnership with them. We'll be have written notification distributed to Hyde Park businesses and all affected neighbors next week, and a reminder on April 28th. Those Hyde Park businesses have been notified in advance. They were notified about 6 months ago about this event, so they've been And they knew a year ago, they were notified that we were going to do it again. And then about 6 months ago, they were emailed again. And so they know that it's happening. And then written notifications will be placed on cars that park in the affected event area on May 7th and May 9th. We didn't have any issues with any of our neighbors last year. There were, as far as we knew, there were no comments. So we expect that to be true again this year. We are, of course, committed to providing this to be an inclusive event. It is absolutely all access, ADA accessible. We have for the building, we have a elevator that's open to the alley. So that is the ADA access into the building and to what's happening inside that space. But all the street areas are and vendors are ADA accessible. So yeah, the event is free, no registration, elevator access. We have trained staff and volunteers available for assistance and everything. Yeah, I don't think we have any questions. Oh, and accessible signage, seating and paths. So yeah, we are going to do the entertainment. John Swarthout, who is our founder and president, he will be teaching the Maypole dance 4 times throughout the event, starting at 10:30 every 45 minutes. And we will be creating the Maypole that will be located in the intersection of Eastman and 14th Street. And I don't know, anybody seen a Maypole dance? There are ribbons that come out from the Maypole, and it's a dance with ribbons around it. And it's primarily kids focused. I think we have had some adults, but it's mostly the kids. So we have interactive art experiences inside Tryka. We have a Mother's Day felt flower stand and a plant sale. And then we also, of course, have face painting, magician, balloon artists, and still performers. And then we have our vendor booths run by the young entrepreneurs ages 5 to 17. And this is some pictures from last year's Maypole Market. How many of you know about Tryka and have been out to the space? Anybody? Good, excellent. Come out anytime, happy to give tours. We will have some amplified sound. The speakers are primarily used for some music, but also for announcements. There is a microphone that we used while teaching the Maypole dance. We will have amplified when it's not playing the Maypole music, we will have some other music being played, and those are the times for the Maypole dance. We will have 2 food trucks serving food and beverage. And then we do have, per last year, we do have some young entrepreneurs that sell baked goods. We have a drinking fountain and water filling station inside the building that is open to the public. All restrooms are located inside Tryka, upstairs and downstairs. And we have ADA stalls in both the women's and men's. So we feel like that with the amount of people that we had last year, there were no issues with bathroom usage. So we anticipate what we've got we'll be able to handle the increased attendance that we're expecting. Trash bins and recycle bins will be placed throughout the event footprint. Tryka has, we have dumpsters on site, so that is not an issue. And it's accessible in the 15th Street alley. And we have staff who will be monitoring that throughout the event, the 3-hour event. So yeah, if we are ready for any questions you might have.
Did want
Oh,
to,
yes.
Rachel called
Thank
me
you.
a couple days ago and said that we need to have a rove thing. Anyway, we're going to use the rickshaw, and if anybody wants to know what a rickshaw is and what it looks like, so this Mr. John is here. He will be picking up anyone that needs to take a rest, needs some first aid, needs to be taken out of the event for medical reasons. So anyway, I hope that meets the golf cart.
You may be our first rickshaw rover. I want to offer this to all of our events. That is epic. Thank you.
He will take people on rides. Yes, absolutely.
Tanya.
I think I've received everything from you guys, maybe minus payment. I'm still pending a check, but I will double check. I can, okay. Did I send you a receipt?
I have receipts.
Perfect, then we're good. And I'll review your traffic control plan. I think I received that from you, Rachel, or someone over there. Quick question about the maypole.
Yeah.
Like, how does that stand in the roadway?
Yeah, so it is bare, it's not going anywhere. It's got, there's a pole and then it's got 4 bars that come out that are then braced by another set of 2x4s that are then steel reinforced on the corners. We could send you a picture
Perfect.
if that is what you'd like.
As long as it's not going into the ground for
No.
any reason, we're good.
Nope. And it weighs a lot, so it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
That is a goal, is to have it located in the ground, like, but we don't know who that goes through.
That would go through us.
We'll just have a little cover.
Yeah, like a little, I mean, we do those for like post-mounted signs, so I mean, it's something we could discuss.
Lisa, good to see you again.
Hello, hello.
Longtime friend.
Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. And I do know that you have the 3-yard trash and recycle there at your building. Both of them only service once a week. So if you feel like you need more service, you can certainly add an extra pickup before or after the event.
Great.
Doing the application process, did you see the low waste vendor guides that you can share for
I have,
recycling and
yes.
waste management?
Yes, I
Great.
have it in my
Great.
notebook.
Then, I see you want to reserve 6 boxes and 6 yellow cans. I think they only keep 4 of each at City Hall, so I will also say, I plan on coming out to my office just west of 5 Mile there on Executive, and we can set those out for you.
Okay. Do we need to just call?
Yeah, you just get a hold of me and let me know. I'll be there Monday through Friday. So
Okay,
try and do it then.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies. Thanks for the presentation. We don't need anything from you. You're all set from DBA, just a suggestion that's not a requirement. You may want to re-notify those Hyde Park businesses, even though they've known a year and 6 months out. Sometimes busy businesses tend to forget, so I'd recommend around 2 weeks out, just throwing something else out there for them.
And we have a good relationship with the North End Neighborhood Association too, and they've been notified as well.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you guys.
Good morning. Thank you for the presentation. This falls outside of Parks and Rec, so nothing further for us.
Good morning. It's Heather with Community Accessibility. I just want to say thank you so much for all your thoughtfulness around accessibility at this event. You guys are really very responsive to everything that I put out there, and adding all those additional items. It's great to see. So thank you so much.
I think we discussed all the medical stuff. I love your roaming unit. We should have those at more events. So we're good. Chief Detman will probably go over what 3 words and all of that with you.
Yeah. No, great presentation. Thank you. So the first thing, this will require a fire department special events permit, separate permit through us, because we're going to want to do a safety inspection just because of the size and it's blocking roads. The other concern we have is these streets, Eastman and 14th, are fairly narrow streets. And so we're going to need an access lane through both of them, as much room as you can give us. Okay, because it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight in there. So we need to be able to get our fire apparatus in there. We got several homes in the area. Just planning for the worst. If one of them catches on fire, we need to be able to get in there. So we'll work offline with you, just discuss that a little bit more. But I think this is doable. Thank you.
Yeah, for your medical plan, if you guys would have some great signage, it sounds like it's going to be inside the facility. Is that correct? Yeah, if you just have some good signage to point people in the direction it's going, that's great. What 3 words? I think you're familiar with that. It's a app you can download to your phone, and it will give you what 3 words. It will put you within a 10-foot footprint of where the incident is happening. So if all your volunteers have that, they can reference it on their phone, call into dispatch. where your footprint is relatively large. And my concern is access for our EMS, to be quite honest with you. The only reason I know this because I've been to several events at your facility and it's a great facility. You guys do good stuff down there, but I do know how crowded it is. And so what's going to be key is for you to identify what is happening, where it's happening, and for us to get best access points for it. So that what 3 words will be very good. The other one is pulse point. That's more of a general what's going on in your area. You can see, oh, there's a heart problem happening here. Is this inside our footprint? Hey, we need to get the AED for that. What was my last one? I think that was it. So it's going to be our access points are really it. And I do know those streets are pretty crowded down there. So what would you call it? Just be aware of that. Make sure somebody's probably assigned to make sure that we have an access lane or that EMS has an access lane. And then good where people are, even if you know, just make sure that we can identify where it is and get there quickly. Enough said. Thanks.
Nothing for me. Thanks.
Thanks for the presentation. We're all set. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Thanks.
Thank you for the presentation. I have nothing further either. Thank you.
Great presentation. Thanks for the conversation and thanks for taking all of our recommendations and information and putting it together. That's tremendous. So I'll just be waiting for that final traffic control plan to be approved and then also working with Boise Fire to make sure that ingress egress lane is identified. And then what we'll do is take all that information, put it in a packet. We share that with the first responders that are working that day. So if they do need to come down to your footprint, they have all that information in advance.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Nice job. You guys did great. And this is a wonderful event. I could see it growing year to year. So if you need anything more from me, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just be in touch and get these fine details tuned up and get your permit to you.
Thank you. Last year we had, we anticipated 500 people. So we only did the citizens use permit
Mhm.
and we did have, without counters, it seemed like we had about 1,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this year
Excellent.
we're hoping for more. So anyway, we appreciate everyone's help. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. All right. Great job, everyone. We will adjourn special events team and let you all work on safety and security. Thank you.